Hi, hi, hi.
Hey, Bill. Or should I say Jody?
Oh, crap.
Hello.
I got to change my name.
Hello.
Sweet. My name has changed. All right. Howdy, Heath. How you doing today? Thanks for coming by.
Amen, man. I appreciate y'all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Give everybody a minute or two to get here, maybe. It's just barely 7.
Heath, where are you out of, man?
I am outside of Houston, uh, west of Houston.
Awesome.
Nice. Okay.
You been,
Texas to
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say Texas to me feels like a foreign country sometimes. It's just so big.
Yeah.
If you drive across it, you'll think so, I guarantee it.
Yes, sir. That's what I do for a living, man. I drive an 18 wheeler. I'm out here in it as we speak.
Nice.
Oh, man. Awesome. Thank you for your getting things done out there.
Yes, sir.
You looking at RV parks or something
Yes,
in
sir. Yep.
west side of Houston there? Head down
Yes,
by
sir.
Chevrolet and all that, or where's that? Yeah, out
Um,
that.
yeah, I'm outside of Katy. I'm actually in a little town called Fulshire, and I work out of Sealy. So I generally run on my W-2 job. I stay within about 150-mile radius of Houston. So always looking at RV parks. It's something that recently did the training with Pace, and I'm working with a guy here in Texas, and I've been talking to brokers and agents, and I'm trying to get my foot in the door and my confidence up to go direct to seller as we sit.
Awesome. I grew up in Houston, and I wouldn't go back there without a whip and a gun because
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm not a big city kind of guy. I live out in the sticks and boonies here now, and I'm gonna.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in Houston back in the days before they had all the loops and stuff in there, and you sit on where you
Yeah.
actually
Yeah. It's changed.
the 5 o'clock
Not for the
traffic.
better.
You sit out and get on your hood and sit and wait for 5 hours
Oh
because
yeah.
traffic was bad in
Exactly.
the 60s when I was growing up out there. Hey Roy, how you doing?
Hey, good. Thank you. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks
All
for
right.
coming by.
Thank you.
Here's Corey. Awesome. We got a few people tonight. That's doing good. Better than sometimes I'm sitting here talking to myself. So we have this awesome underwriter here, Mr. David Roberts. He's the man. He can underwrite anything short of the moon and the Mars, I think. So
You speak very highly. I appreciate it, man. Every time. It's like my resume keeps getting better and better every time.
better and better. There you go. We just moved all the way to Mars.
Wow. If you want a colony on the moon someday, man, I'm your guy to go to. I can
All right.
I'll underwrite the real estate for you.
So did you find us something to dig up and
Yes,
share
sir.
tonight? I hope.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Something we can take a look at together. You let me know when you're ready and we can rock and roll.
I think we've seen everybody that's here. They're here. They can show up late, I guess. But yeah, let's go ahead and get her on. There's Brandy. All right, she's back again.
Hey,
Hello.
Mr. Jody. All right.
will the real Jody Ogden please show up? There he is.
The fake one came in a while ago. He had to change his name.
Thing is in the Tempe area.
I'm gonna be muted because I'm playing too. All right, David, anytime you're ready, you the man.
All right. Well, are you recording?
We are in record mode, yes.
Sweet. Great. Well, hi everybody. Those of you who don't know me, my name is David Roberts. I'm in Gator and Sub 2. I uh, started a small business underwriting RV parks, mobile home parks, single family, multifamily for people, and have enjoyed doing it very much so. Numbers, I love the reason I do it is because I like that people lie, but numbers don't. They're just you can figure out a property pretty well just by having the right numbers. And if you know what you're looking for, then you can get past some of the snags that other people get stuck on. And RV parks are actually my favorite asset to underwrite. I think they're the most fun because there's the most opportunity to add things to them and to make them worthwhile. Um, Now I'm going to share my screen and show you the park that we're going to be looking at. I might not show some of the back end stuff that I do in order to get some of the numbers I will, simply because I use AI a lot for underwriting. And one, we don't need to be looking at waiting for stuff to load. And two, uh, that's the kind of stuff that makes me useful. And so I want to make sure that I stay useful. Um, don't mean to gatekeep, but hey, you gotta make a living somehow, right? So, uh, real quick question for anybody I mean, for people, even if they want to just put in the chat any of their experience with RV parks, if they're buying, if they're just poking around, seeing if it's something of interest at the moment. You can either say something or come on, or do put something in the chat.
We just signed a contract on 2 parks in Florida.
Let's go.
All right.
Yes.
Way to go. Okay. So you
We're
guys
about,
are now in your due diligence period?
they got to sign and then we'll start jumping up and down.
Okay. Okay, so
We're
but
about
are you signing for now to move into your once they sign, then you guys will move into due diligence and make sure you get all the other documents from them, taxes and all that stuff that you're looking for to make sure that you know where you're headed with the park?
Yeah. So I'm probably going to be there and meeting up with, the people that we're going to hire to do inspections.
Uh-huh.
And, but yes. So basically today, all they did was ask for proof of funds and a pre-approval because it's a Morby method. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so we're waiting on that. It's been about 3 weeks since we started the process. And so fingers crossed, they're starting tomorrow.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's huge. Two at once, man. That's wow. Nice job. Um, Obviously,
They're
yes, you
like they're
can't.
like 100 feet from each other, so they're together. So
Oh, that's fantastic. That's even better.
yeah,
Um, like you said, you can't celebrate really until the ink is dry, and even then, you can't really celebrate until
yeah,
the park is yours.
exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
When the check clears,
you
that's
know,
when you hop it down, right?
that's when you start popping bottles and you start you can celebrate, but then that's really when the real work gets to happen when you start
Yeah,
getting operations in place and making sure that you're really moving in the right direction. That's something, man, I've said this a lot and I'm sure people here know it already, but uh Corey, man, I'm glad you said something. You do not fall in love with a property until it's yours,
yeah,
until you are the legal owner, because there's so many things in the way in the process that can get in the way. We had two parks that we were under contract on, and one we broke contract because the seller was impossible to get information out of, and we knew it's not going to be a good relationship for the next 2 months of us going through due diligence, paperwork, all of that, we decided, you know what, it's just not worth the hassle. And then the second one we had under contract, and oh man, we had like our team had gone, half of our team had gone and looked at it. They talked with the project or the manager on site and really excited about the property. And then boom, due diligence starts. We get more documentation that instantly takes the NOI that we were told was there and shown with other documents. And then they said, well, actually, here's the real stuff from 8 grand in profit a month to negative 4 grand in revenue. And it was like, oh, well, I guess we're done. And it was sad because we didn't do what I said to do, just now is we fell in love with the property before it was ours. We were coming up with all these ideas of all the things that we could do to change it and make it better and rebranding and all of that. And like super excited. And then, so man, I really hope that works out for you. Would love to hear progress as that goes on, man. What you guys end up finding and how that works out for you, because that's really, really exciting to have two parks under contract like that. Um, Especially ones that are right next to each other. I don't know how you scored that, or I don't know how there's two parks right next to each other, but that's prime, especially as the single owner of both parks. Very cool.
Like we got bird doggers and people who were trying to learn too. So
Sweet.
Roy's a landlord in Minnesota. Trying to bring
Oh,
in.
trying to scale into RV parks.
I'd love to
Nice,
get an RV park
nice.
myself, but haven't found one just yet.
Is it Bovacia? Nice. New and wanting to learn. Hi, Natalie. Good to see
Yes,
you.
Babesh.
Hi, David.
Bavesh. Oh, sorry. I said Bavesh. Oh, there's no A, just Bavesh. Nice. Natalie, good to see you.
It's you
Keith,
too.
bird dogging. Brandy, you want to buy? Sweet. Love it. I think RV parks, man, I know there's been a huge push, especially in the sub two world of RV park, RV park, RV park, for a reason. Most RV park owners now are a lot older and looking to get out of the game because they've been in it for 30 years, and there's a lot of opportunity. Crystal says new at, oh yeah, creative. Yep. Learning everything from scratch, looking to partner on mobile home, and eventually RV parks. Yes. You want to buy 6 by the end of the year.
Wow,
Crystal.
you gonna be busy.
Yes. Those are some big goals. I like big audacious goals like that. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Can you
Is
hear me?
it just RV parks or are you looking just at commercial in general?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, here. Sorry. Um, we're looking at mobile home parks for now, because I
Okay.
hear RV parks and mobile home parks are two completely different ballparks. But right now we have a few people that we know, partner wise, that are doing it. So I think that'd be the best starting point, I guess.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we chose six. My partner Brian and I, because our birthdays are on the 6th. So June 6th. So we're like,
Love
what
If you
it.
don't have a big goal, you're never gonna hit it, right?
number
So
6? Yeah, why not?
aim high and you might get there. You never know.
And even if you don't, let's say you even get one
That's
before
what
the end of the year,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
one more than you had this year, and then you can move. I mean, way to go. I think that's a great idea.
Well, thanks.
Um, so you brought up something too. We'll get into looking at a park here in a minute, but I think this is important. You got into something. You said something that I think gets missed, and it's when people say they're buyers that you're looking at mobile home parks, and you said they're different than RV parks, and so you want to start here and then go to RV parks. Too many investors I've talked to uh, say, yeah, we're going after mobile home parks, RV parks, and hotels, or mobile home, RV, and 20 and above multifamily. Like, dude, those are three completely different classes of asset.
Yeah, the
Your underwriting's different, your capital stacks will be different, the types of investors you're going after are going to be different. And the way you operate is going to be completely different. So narrowing down into one operation, I think is really, really smart. and a way to scale quicker rather than I want co-living and I want long-term rentals and I want mid-term rentals and I want a quadplex and like
Don't talk about me like
that.
that.
Come on, Bill. Try to help you narrow down, man. Um, no, it's just it's so I think you hit something there without I don't know if even you were intending to, but I think that's very important for people to understand when you're looking at investing. Um, you can't like I know people talk about diversifying your portfolio over time, sure, but if all you go after for a year, 2, 3, 5 years is just mobile home parks, you will get really, really, really good at mobile home parks and be an expert in them where you can help other people do that. You can build your own portfolio, you can wholesale them to others. I mean, there's a whole ton of things that you can do within a specific niche. Um, I don't know how people say it. I say niche instead of niche. Niche to me sounds weird. But to say you get into a very specific area and you can grow from there pretty quickly. So,
A bad
yeah,
habit of analysis what is that?
Paralysis.
Paralysis, yeah. And being laser focused. So yeah, the main focus is the mobile home parks. I think that'd be good.
that's great. Yeah. And Pace talks about this, and a lot of people will say shiny object syndrome, right? Where something new
Yeah.
pops up and you get distracted by that. And it's so true. It's so real. It's so easy when new things pop up to say, oh, I want to go after car washes and apartment complexes and this and that. But nope. Um, a key piece to actually, this is kind of this is a freebie here. A key piece to I think success in general um, is to be able to say no 10 times more than you say yes. At least. You can say no to so much stuff because there's going to be a lot that creeps in to give you ideas on things and things to go after and business ventures and phone calls and all that stuff that can pop in. You can say nope because those don't fit with my laser focus. They're good things, but this is the best thing. This is what I'm focused on. This is my aim. To be able to say no that much is freeing to then be able to focus on the things that you really want and are really desiring to go after. So, all that being said, we were going to talk about an RV park today. And I found one through, if you don't use it already and you're looking for RV parks, Crexy.com is one of my favorite places to go. I'll put it in the chat. I know Pace talks about Crexy and all that, and there's a bunch there, but I love going to Crexy because you can get most information on a lot of parks without having to dig too far, unless they've got you have to sign some sort of um, non-disclosure or something like that. You're not just going to go straight to the seller instead of going through whatever broker's on there. But let me share my screen and let's talk. All right. So this is a little park I found in Jacksonville, Texas. Bill, you know where Jacksonville is?
Yeah, it's not too far from here. Just out of Tyler, yeah.
Right, just south of you a little bit. I've never heard of it. I don't know anything about it other than there's an RV park here. Great. Well, I like I said, you don't fall in love with the property before it's yours. Some people will say don't look at pictures until you do your numbers. I like looking at pictures because it just gives me an understanding of what I'm doing as I'm doing my underwriting. It just helps me to see the property and I don't know, make it more kind of a tangible asset rather than just like numbers on a sheet of paper. So like it's by a lake. It looks, I mean, it's just straight up dirt. There's nothing special about this place as far as amenities. Um, it's just a big loop. And it looks, I mean, there's a shed over here, but it's got I think it says it's got six, excuse me, 16 pads. And regardless of how much money it makes, regardless of, what it costs, the price of any of it, what's the first thing you notice that could be a value add for this property? Anybody can say anything. What's the first thing you notice?
Pads,
Say that again.
pads.
There's so much room for pads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
You've got, I mean, if this is a big old loop here, you've got a couple pads you can put here. You've got more pads you can put over here. I mean, you've got, let's say you put two more here, two more, there's four. You could probably squeeze one in here. I know you got power lines here, but there's five. You could even then do a little cut in right here where you do, a little bit of road that cuts in, and then you've got some maybe three or four or five in here. I mean, you easy add, let's say 8 to 10 more pads without doing much of anything, right? Maybe a little bit of grading on the road, throwing down what it looks like is this is just compacted rock that they've thrown in for pads. Super easy. Um, minimal cost, minimal cost to put them in, and then a good value add. I look at those types of things before I start looking at numbers again because it helps me to understand, even if the numbers aren't quite where I want them to be, I have in the back of my mind, yeah, but there are potentially some opportunities to get this place to where we would want it to be. That being said, this park currently has a 12% cap rate. And I know we've got some new people. Oh, Julie, yes, any amenities. It does not have any amenities at all. So
Yeah, I would
you
think
could,
you'd be
I
able to put
mean,
like a dog park or put
mhm.
just put some kind of swing sets or something out there for the kids, something, anything.
If if the clientele, you're right, Bill, you're right. If the clientele for here is families, 100%. Easy. Throw in some swing sets, throw in I mean, there's some land here to do a dog park. You could do, I see a little puddle over here. I'm not sure if that's like just a water feature or something, but take that. I mean, you could probably potentially just take that out and put in, a dog park there, put in some swing sets. It would cost you, it'd be a more significant cost, but what about throwing in like a bathroom laundry facility and then having a couple of like vending machines, and so it's coin op laundry, you've got vending machines and maybe a small shop. Boom. Like I know that might cost you another 100 grand to put in, but the return and the value add to your property. So just again, I don't want to get caught up too quickly on all of that because there's a lot of stuff you can add, but good things to keep in mind as you're looking at the property. Um, this property says currently, I know we're going to look at the some of the numbers that they have in their offering memorandum and all of that, but it says it's at almost a 12% cap rate. Um, Natalie, that's a great question. Does it have sewer electric or is it boondock? Boondock. I like that. I haven't. It looks like it's there. I don't see electric. Oh, wait, nope, I see pedestals. I know there's the posts for the slots themselves, but I don't know if they have electric or not. We'll have to look. See, I'm looking through some of this for the first time.
Looks like they have.
Features, let's see. Oh, it says they have a laundry room. I don't see a laundry room unless it's that tiny little shed. Wi-Fi, city water, and septic. So that's a great place. Great place to start. That was a great question. Um, Okay, 12% cap rate. Some people in here might know what cap rate is. Some might not. Super easy. Super easy. It's your net operating income after all of your expenses, including debt service, divided by the purchase price. So if all of your expenses are 60,000, that's, your utilities, that's maintenance, that's your debt service, all of that, then that equals 60 grand. You buy it for 600,000. Oh, Corey, I think we're getting some feedback from you.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, you're muted on both of your devices now. I think we're good. Um, if you're talking, I can't hear you because you're muted on both. Oh,
Well, what I was saying is, I'm sorry, my headphones died, and so I had to come on my iPad to get the volume. So sorry about that.
all good, man. All good. So yeah, if you're at 60K for expenses and you buy it for 600,000, then that gives you a 10% cap rate. It's real easy to find out. What you'll see is this says it's 12%, but that's 12% without taking into account your debt service. If you're not going to buy this 100% cash, or I mean, if you don't also maybe do some sort of like a Morby or something like that, you're gonna have to take into account that you're going to have a note on this property that's gonna drop that cap rate because you'll have higher expenses. But starting at a 12% cap rate's really healthy. That's really healthy. And they have a pro forma at 21. I don't ever look at pro forma numbers. I think pro forma numbers are there just for brokers to say, this looks really good. See, look at my thing. And it's like, well, okay, let me take some time to actually look at your property. They say they've got 100% occupancy. That's exciting. Because if you're at 100% now with 16, go to 20, 24, 28 pads, and you'll be a lot more likely to get those slots filled when the average really that you're looking for is 90 to 92. It does say you can add 16 plus more units. You're right, Bavesh. Good call. Um,
You
I'd
would
love
think
to see their plan.
if they're that full, they should have took a better picture with it as all full up.
You would think so, right? Because
Why
this
take
is
it when
one,
it's empty?
two,
That's not good
three,
picture
four.
taking.
They have less than 50% of their slots filled in these pictures. I'd love to see their plans. That they can say 16 plus, but I'd love to see their plans to see if they've actually gotten surveys done that shows that they can do 16 more pads. Because again, numbers don't lie, people do. And so owners and brokers really like to, not to say that they're all bad people and they're all liars, but as a broker, your job is to sell a property. Um, Good question. Zoning also, is it all one parcel? Yep, that's a great question, Natalie. Thank you. Yeah, is it all one? I mean, are you gonna have to split this off? Or are you gonna have to get different zoning to have more units? I don't know. Um, Depending on where you are, because Texas is funny. There's a lot of, depending on where you are in the state, different regulations, but numbers don't lie, people do. So a broker's job is to sell a property. That's their job. Their job is to make the property look as best as they can and attract buyers. The buyer's job or the seller's job is to get their property into the best shape they can in order to get the most money. Um, I would love to know, since this property has been on the market for one day, if they would be open to seller financing or if they're just looking for cash deals. As I'm doing underwriting, I'm already thinking, what kind of exit strategy for the seller, right? What kind of buying options do I have? Are they going to go for seller financing? Would they go for a Morby? Do they only want cash? If I bring in a hard money lender, if I bring in, 500 grand now, am I going to have to go find a PML to fit that last 100K? How am I going to make sure that I can finance it, but then also make it worthwhile for the owner? Um, Man, power and panel to the site for 16 pads. That's just caught my eye again. That's very interesting. Almost 6 acres, and it was built in 2024. That's another question I would have. Why do you have a park that is less than 2 years old and you're selling it already? If it's a 12% cap rate, like they are making good money. You know, it's if at 600 grand, their current NOI is 63,000, you're making 5 grand a month without, unless they're operating it themselves, but you're making 5 grand a month with a property that takes very little maintenance. I mean, this thing is bare bones. It's not like you got a water park or an indoor gym or a pool or anything like that. You don't have any of those major amenities that'll cost you a lot of time, effort, and money. So interesting to look at. Another question to put in the back of your mind, looking at what year stuff was built. Are they the first owner? Are they not? If it's a 50-year-old park, um,
Yeah, they don't even have a store or anything to operate. So
nope,
just
nothing,
yeah.
man. Super simple. So next thing I grabbed is, oh, that's the flyer. I wanted the offering memorandum. I thought I had the OM. Hold on. I had the OM.
That's a totally different picture.
There we go. Okay. So there's
That one
that.
doesn't even show the full loop, or maybe it doesn't make a full loop. Maybe it just makes that little
No,
turn.
maybe it doesn't currently. Ah, see now wow. That's a way better picture than what's here.
Yeah,
Granted,
you
probably a
can't
different season. Yeah,
can't tell
totally
what's
different
on the right
seasons,
side.
just looking at the trees. But boy,
And there's
that that
snow
looks
in
a
the
lot.
trees.
Say it again.
There's snow in the trees too on the first picture.
Right. Oh yeah. It's cold. I don't know what they're man. And they found it. They took a picture on a day when it was completely empty. This might be the day that they first opened. This might be an aerial picture from the day that they first opened. Here's your, let's see, 5, 8, 11, and there's your 16 pads. Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of room here with this turnaround. And then if you cut a little road right in here, you could right into this field and put more pads. Plenty of room. Um, Good to know about the local area. RV parks, I know a lot of investors will say 100,000 people or more when they go buying like single family, multifamily, that kind of thing. RV parks are different. RV parks, you want to make sure that maybe they're in a major metropolitan area or they're on a highly traveled roadway, right? So if we're looking at this intersects with I don't know the area, so I'm just saying this Highway 79, you've got US Highway 175, 69 comes north south here. It looks like there's some major highways that come through here. Bill, you might be able to correct me there because I don't know the area, but it would be worthwhile looking into seeing how many people actually come through that. Oops, sorry, even though the population's only 14,000, um, it'd be interesting to find out what the traffic is like on those three highways to know just how many people are actually passing your park every day. Um, you could have 30,000 cars a day, maybe. You could have 100,000 cars a day, or you could have 1,000 cars a day. Who knows? Important stuff to find out. Let's see.
How do they base occupancy on RV parks? Is it like monthly or, I mean, how is it 100% occupied if it's like a seasonal thing?
Great question. It depends on the way that your park is built, right? Or your structure. So are you short-term overnight stays? Are you monthly? Are you an RV park resort? Like, do you have people staying weekly? Is it a man camp? There's a lot of those in Texas. You get that basically, you have an RV park that's basically set up for oil workers and all that, and they come in for the season and then they might go home when they're done. Um, so that would be a great question then to go to the seller and say, what makes you say 100%? Do you have monthly leases with all these people? Are they long term? Or do you just have such a turnover of short-term visits that you're turning people away because you're always full?
Gotcha.
It really depends.
That's fine.
Um, so and honestly, like I know I'm looking at the OM and we're gonna go through this and even just their Crexi listing, but all of those numbers that are given, whether it's the NOI or the occupancy or any of that, I will ask multiple times to the seller, what or the broker, what do you mean by this? Because the numbers don't lie, but why do your numbers say this? Why does it say 100%? Um, you can't are you full? Do you have 100% all year round? Because that's great. Let's go. I'm excited about that. That's something that gets me going. Now if you're 100% for a season because it's really popular with the lake there during the summer, you've got maybe June, July, August, and September, 4 months of the year that you're packed completely. But then it comes to September, October, weather turns, and people, nope, we're out of here. We're going somewhere else. Well, that's problematic. Um, are you close to attractions? That's definitely another thing that I would add. Absolutely. I definitely make sure to ask that. Um, So, what do I see here? They say they've got utilities, electric, water, trash, um, septic. Wow. Okay. Electric, water, trash, septic are all paid by the park. And then they've got a propane. I didn't see propane at all in any of those pictures. Um, that would be interesting to find out where they've got that located. If it's this facility, go back to this picture because it's the most closest. I'm guessing that's got to be some sort of shed. I don't see a propane tank on site, so that would be a question I would make sure to ask. I can't imagine that this over here, this house and stuff is attached to the park. It looks like its parcel line would end here at the tree line. So those are some questions because they say they've got propane. They say they've got a water, or I mean a laundry unit somewhere, and I don't see them.
Not in their
Um,
picture for sure.
No, and so many sellers, whether it's a single family home or RV parks, it doesn't matter. They take terrible pictures. Generally, they're just terrible pictures. You want people to know everything you have and to be able to sell it. I don't know why they don't take better pictures. That's just me. Let's see, laundry room and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, probably something you're going to have to upgrade. I would imagine they're not going to be on like a stellar plan more than likely, but the fact that it's there already is good. And it says it's an all-age park, and you got 6 acres of land almost is nice. Okay. Ah, here's our parcel. Interesting.
Yeah, house is definitely not in there.
Okay, so the house is not there, but what they don't give you, good gracious, with those pictures, is an understanding that behind these pads here and behind that roundabout, there's another almost acre of land. Just right there. I understand more why they say 16 pads, because you can totally tuck some pads back in here and have like a little private, secluded spot away from everything. Very interesting. Okay. Let's see. Lakeview Resort. Yep. Okay, cool. So you're by the lake. It's fine. Giving pictures of kind of where they are in relation to Tyler. You can see Dallas Fort Worth. Cool. Um, let's see. They've got okay. Sub-metered electricity is the park. Metered gas is the tenant. Metered water. Oh, okay. So when they say propane's paid by the tenant, that's just the gas coming from the city. I thought they were potentially meaning they had like a propane tank on site that you could then fill up your tanks from, because that's another amenity you can add for people.
Or it's not natural
Trash.
gas as opposed to propane. I mean,
Yeah, I
usually
would
don't
think it
have
would be
propane's not normally piped in. It's usually
it
independent.
would be natural gas. So they might have just in here, they might have misspoke that it was propane instead of natural gas. somebody either chat or come off mute. When you see these utilities, what thoughts? What's your first, maybe a first observation on what you could do with these utilities to help you as the potential buyer?
The renters pay it.
The renters can pay them. Which ones specifically do you think would be the easier ones, or maybe the best ones to try to get renters to pay?
Electricity,
Yes. And
And water.
I would say maybe not the water.
cable,
I would say the Wi-Fi.
yeah, internet cable.
Yep. Electricity and your internet. You could try to get them to do water, but electricity and internet, man, you could get those. Depends now.
You'd have different levels of internet, like a low level internet for somebody who just wants to get their email, and then somebody who's living on site that wants to run a business.
Possible.
Right.
Yes, definitely quite
Bump it
possible.
up a little bit to get more money, to get more service.
Now it looks like if there's sub-metered electrical, then each pad should be have its own meter. And then you don't have to install a bunch of stuff at each pad. It would be just there is an installation for you then to be able to charge that back to the individual at the site. That's an easy way that you can make back 60 bucks, $100 a month per site. And then cable and internet, let's say it's 20 bucks a month per site. You've got 16 sites. You're at, what is that? $320 a month. I mean, it's everything adds up. And the reason I bring this up now is because again, as before I even look at some of their profit and loss, NOI, all that stuff, I'm thinking of opportunities to be able to make sure that this place is actually going to make money. And if I don't see those, I'm gonna cut the park really quickly. What I'd like to do is I'm gonna go down here. We're gonna look at their numbers real quick as far as the NOI and some of the other things that they've got going on, and then um, oh, that's weird. Oh, okay.
I don't even
And
know where the
then we will. Then I want to just leave it open for some questions. So we'll take just a couple more minutes on this, and then people can ask questions on either this property specifically or just looking at RV parks in general. Um, this is weird because this other park is in Hemet, California. Um,
what?
that makes no sense. Shady Pines RV Park. That makes no sense why you would have that as even anything close to what you're looking at. Let's see.
They just
Shady
took a screenshot
Pines.
and just left it. They didn't even bother to
No,
put.
oh, they put in the wrong address. Um, because there is a Shady Pines RV park in Jacksonville, Texas. Yeah, I don't know why they have this 601 North Kirby Street. Uh, because
Hmm.
601 North Kirby Street is a single wide trailer house. Yeah, it's a single wide trailer at a mobile home. Nope, it's a double wide. It's a double wide at a mobile home park. Why they have the address, I don't know. This must have been, it might be an offer, might be an OM from this broker that they just cut in over like all the information over, you know what I mean? Like they just refilled in and then they didn't uh fill in this with the proper address. It's not a good look. Um
How
okay.
professional are they? Yeah,
You're right,
they can't
right?
even put out a paper.
No. Okay, so you've got free Wi-Fi laundry. Okay, so they're comparing it to Shady Pines. Shady Pines charges 525, whereas ours charges 450. So potentially some room to add, another 25, 50 bucks a night, or I mean a month, maybe. Does anybody know what POH means? Put it in the
Park on.
chat or come off mute.
I think it'd be park on home, I believe.
Cheater. Of course you know that. Yes, that would be a park-owned home. So they're getting 350 a month from a park-owned home. That's perfect. That's another nice little add. But I will say, it doesn't make sense that they have a park-owned home given the pictures we've seen. I don't
Doesn't
see
show.
that. I don't see that. I don't see the laundry room. Questions to keep in mind. Oh, Pepper Wine and Lazy Acres are also in Jacksonville. And look, we've still got other Hemet, California addresses. That's weird. Let's see. Ooh. Uh-oh. Well, for us, we've got 450 a month, but this is 425 and 455. Okay. Giving us an idea on how much we could charge per month. We're at 16 spots and we're at 100% occupancy. If you get 30 spots, let's say they double and we double this size and we're at 90% occupancy or even 85. Are you making a lot more money than you were at 16 and 100? Yes. Are you increasing your overhead? Sure. But is it enough to make it not worth putting in those extra spots? More than likely, no. Let's see. Park owned. Ah, so there you go. Park owned coach. You've got, oh, so they've got two. Interesting. Okay. So it looks like there's two RVs that are on site. So it's not a park owned home, it's a park owned RV that's in the first slot and the 11th slot. And they're paying for the space rent and they're paying for income for the rent of the unit itself. Okay. So, what do we got? We've got your average rent is 450. Yep, park owns 350. So you're looking at 7,200. Oh, is 450 times 14 is 6,300. Hmm, I don't get their math for mobile home space rent unless. Oh, I see. Okay. So 450 times 16 is 7,200, plus you're getting the 7,000 or 700 for the park-owned homes. Your total monthly income then would be 77, but then you still want to account for vacancy. So what do they got for numbers? Let me minimize or shoot this a little bit. Okay. Gross income of 86K. Taxes, wow, their taxes are really low. Keep in mind when you buy a new park, your taxes and your insurance are going to go up because you're the new owner. Payroll, that tells me, ooh, do they have an on-site manager or are the owners managing it? Good to know that there's a payroll though. 1,200 bucks a year in office expenses. I'd love to know what that comes to. And that's a little scary to me that there's $0 in maintenance and repair. That they haven't, uh, what's the word I'm thinking of? They haven't accounted for there potentially being maintenance and repair, even though it's not a huge property and there's not a ton of buildings, still need to have that as a part of your numbers. A CapEx for that of 5 to 8% somewhere in there to make sure that you are, if something does go wrong with either the electrical, something goes wrong with your sites, something goes wrong with the two mobile home or the two RVs that they own as a for the property if you have to go get those repaired. I mean, it's stuff that you have to keep in mind. So that would cut into your NOI, really having, even 1,000, 2,000 bucks, something like that in a given year. Um, Utilities, man, and like, gosh, you're spending almost 13K in utilities at, let's say, 50 bucks a month for 16 sites. You're charging back the utilities. That's $900, $800 a month. I'm sorry. And over 12 months, that's $9,600 a year that you're getting back. So you could take 96 out of this and you're only spending 3 grand in utilities. I hope that math made sense. If it doesn't, say something. Yeah, yeah, that's probably why they say 100%. The permanent ones are always booked. Julie, that's funny. I like that. So their estimate for total expenses is $23,000 essentially. That doesn't account for, like we said, maintenance and repair. We don't know what the payroll is. I'm not sure what special asses is. Um, that's a line item I've never seen before. And then we got to know that our taxes and our insurance are going to increase. Let's see. The taxes were added by the selling broker. Oh, okay. Well, that's helpful to know. Okay. And then you've got annual income for the park-owned homes at 8,400. See, that's still, again, for those owned park-owned homes, there's zero expenses. I don't buy it. Unless they make the people renting them have cover the expenses. Yeah, I'm glad. I thought I was being immature pointing that out, but I'm glad some other people thought it was funny. Special asses. That's just a silly line item. Um, okay. Proposed. Oh, wait. Where does that? Oh yeah, so it gets you to your NOI of 9356 or 93, sorry, 63,561. I don't understand why 93. So here's your total gross, here's your total net without the mobile homes or the park owned, and then there's your 8,400 for the park owned, which then down here gets you to a net operating of almost 72K. Didn't Interesting. I didn't see this because I briefly looked at this before we talked. They have already done for us as the investor a hypothetical loan, but that's if you do a 50% down payment. I don't know of anybody I mean, I'm 50% down payment. That's a lot. Um, so that seems these numbers would have to get reworked to know if what they're doing with this down payment, let's say you only put 20 down or you put 15 down, then what that'll do to your debt service. Your debt service will nearly double if you're going to be putting down that much less. Uh, so that would make your um, net operating income much lower and your return much lower. So keeping in mind their structure makes it a 12% cap rate, but you have to know your numbers on your structure to know is it going to be something that's even worthwhile. So unless if they're willing to carry, yep, if you do 50 down and they're willing to carry 50, let's say they carry 50 for, I don't know, 5 years at 4%, something like that, interest only payments, that could work. That would be even better than having uh, a 6%, 30-year amortized 6% loan. If you, at the end of your balloon, those 5 years, you'll have enough value in the property to be able to cover it because you're going to be switching to more than likely refinance to a DSCR and they'll give you, 75% LTV and you've got to be able to then cover your existing debts while then using that loan to then further the property. Hopefully in 5 years, on an average, let's say this, 600 grand and an average of 5% increase in value every year. Let's see. Times 1.0. 1.05. That's 30,000 in the first year. Here's 661. So at the end of a 5-year balloon, you could be looking at about 770,000 in value if you don't do anything else to add to the property. Now you go add a good laundry facility, you go add a dog park, you go add a playground, you go add some vending machines. You're already going to be increasing the value. You could be looking at 900 grand maybe in 5 years for a park that's 600K. That's not a bad investment. Um, I don't know. I want to be respectful of people's time. I said I want to leave a few minutes. Does anybody have any questions or comments, concerns, things that they think I missed? I know this is not necessarily going through a spreadsheet, popping in all the numbers, but as you're looking at RV parks, definitely stuff for you to keep in mind and some tidbits there for people.
David?
Yeah.
But
Do you incorporate reserves in your underwriting?
Yes, so that's part of the CapEx that I want to make sure that I keep in mind, is to know then how much is potentially going to come up in repairs, and if we come short on a month where for whatever reason, we've got 40% occupancy as opposed to 100, then having that money in reserves, yes, to be able to then have available so that we're not getting stuck without the potential cash flow that we're expecting. Yes.
And how many months do you do that for? Is it like 6 months of reserves or?
For an asset of this size, I would say 6 months is really healthy. If you can have 6 months is really healthy. 3 months is okay. But if you can have 6 months of reserves, I think that puts you in a stronger position, yes, to weather, no pun intended, but to weather any storms.
Okay.
Um, so,
And then if I can ask one more, in
of course.
regards to what you're saying about the park-owned homes. So I'm just saying this as a statement to some people. Just be careful when you're going after a park that has park-owned homes, because sometimes in the offer, they're not offering those homes for sale as part of the package. So your NOI and your gross revenue is going to go down because of that.
That's a great point.
interesting.
That is a great point.
Yeah.
And that's why when you go through an OM like this, take everything they say with a grain of salt and make a list of questions that you pepper the broker or the seller with to really get the details so do I get those two mobile homes or those two RVs with it, or are those going to be another 50K each or
Yeah.
100 whatever? Because if at that point in time you want to tell me you throw on another 50 to 100 grand onto this price, I'm walking away. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm immediately done because there's already some funky stuff with your potential hypothetical loan stuff here
Yeah.
that I don't want to get stuck with. Then I fell in love with this place. The numbers work at 6, but they don't work at 7.
Yeah, yeah, and we had that same thing in regards to interest rates and stuff. But another thing I would say is you have to watch if they are talking about them having appraisal. You really got to look at the appraisal and the actuals, because a lot of times the appraisal is done partway through the year, and then they prorate it for the rest of the year, and then the
Yes,
actuals and the appraisal numbers don't even match. So it's like you're not even looking at the same part.
I agree. That's
Yeah.
why. So I'm glad you said that. That's why I will ask for so a T12, so right, they're trailing 12 months. I will ask for 3 years. I will also ask for 3 years of tax statements because you can say whatever you want on a T12. It could say that you made 200 grand, but then if you go to your taxes and it
Yeah.
says that you made 100 grand, you lied on your T12, but you're not lying on your taxes.
Yeah.
Um, so making sure that those correlate, and then I also want rent rolls for at least the last 12, if not 24 months. And as you get to due diligence stuff, you're gonna want survey, you're gonna want what's their contracts with the city for the utilities, you're gonna want any land surveys that they've done, like we said for the extra pads. There are a number of things. And Crystal, you asked, do you have a good list of questions to ask brokers and sellers? I have had one. I don't have it with me now. What I will do is I'm going to put my email uh, in the chat, and I will put together a list of questions that I think are really, really helpful to ask a broker or a seller. Please email me name, and just say, hey, I'm looking for that list. And then I will get that sent out to you here in the next couple days.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Do you ask for everything before you do your due diligence? Um, Yeah, so I will ask for enough with like I want their T12s before we do our due diligence. Ugh, Too many D's. Yes, I want the T12s. Some sellers won't give you tax statements until after you've signed the contract. So that can put you in a bit of a funky spot. Um,
No, I'm meaning like after you've signed and you agreed you're going under contract, but you don't actually physically start due diligent until you get all the paperwork and everything you need. Because they find, I don't know, like that's why I'm asking, because I know in self-storage, they tell us to get that before DD, because some of the sellers will wait till a week before you're closing to say, oh yeah, here's the papers for X, Y, and
gotcha.
Z. And then you're screwed because you have no one you can get there in time. So that's why I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
wondering
yeah,
if
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
same as
yeah.
RV.
Yep, nope, same thing. Yes. Now, you have to write that into the contract, right? That
For sure. Yeah.
that DD doesn't start until we have the required documents.
Yeah.
But I would highly recommend that, yes, because if you're at a 45 or a 60-day close, potentially a 90-day close, depending on how quick, how quickly the seller wants to move, um, and really how quickly you can move as the buyer too, whether it's financing or whatever. But yes, you want to make sure that you have all that information before you start the actual due diligence period starts. And sellers will throw a fit because they want to go, we're under contract. You've got 60 days. Let's go. It started. Like, well, hold on. I have to have enough information to go buy this 600, a million, $3 million asset from you. I don't like it when sellers get pushy and frustrated. It makes me want to walk away. Even if we've already,
Yeah.
we're under contract, we've got EMD submitted. I'd rather eat the cost of paying an EMD lender, their whatever percentage, than deal with a super pushy seller that's just going to be demanding and all of that. Like, good luck finding somebody to buy your part because you're just rude. Um,
Yeah.
so,
And Andy
Awesome.
would, Andy
Thank
would
you.
want those T12s before you started hiring for inspectors, because if you find something in T12, then you can make your decision to walk.
yes. Before you start spending money on, yes, on appraisals, on inspections, on all that, yes, because you're going to spend, potentially a few $1,000s and all that stuff, that you can save yourself that money if you can see the T12s and actually be able to pick out. And I love it when there's like a $6,000 random expense and you ask, "Oh, what's that?" "Oh, that's and then it's like, "Whoa, hold, okay. I need a straightforward answer." Um, One thing, oh man, this just I get excited with RV parks because they're just so fun and so interesting. A lot of sellers, don't get lost in this. A lot of sellers will run personal expenses through their RV park. I'm talking car payments, I'm talking insurance, we're talking clothing, all sorts of stuff. So you'll see line items that you're like, what's that cost? Why is there a $600 a month charge? Oh, that's my truck. Is it a park owned truck? Nope, it's my personal truck. Like, why is that on here? Why do people do that? And it helps with taxes and other stuff that you can do that with the business. But it's, again, something to keep in mind when you're looking at numbers to know that that's not an expense you're going to have. Um, Man,
So you
Brandy, I
might
would love
want
to
a new
talk with
truck.
you at some point in time about self-storage because I don't know enough about self-storage and I would love to know more. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
we should talk.
Yeah, for sure.
But
And like you were saying about them, I'm working with on one. I just got the information from the broker tonight, RV park, and the seller, I guess he's got a lot of money because he's been buying, I think he said
mm-hmm,
he's like 20 RVs that he's bought and he's done them. Um, he's renting them. I can't remember what way he's done it, but he's
mm-hmm.
renting them out to what's it called? Where they buy them, like the rent goes towards buying. What is that called again? I'm brain fart.
Like a rent to own
Yes, and
or like a
so
lease option.
yeah, so he's got one of the two. He's got some that are going to be done in under a year, and some are up to 14 years. And so I got to reach back to the
Wow.
broker and say, okay, well, what happens to that money? Like, is he still collecting on that money or what? So that's one
Mm-hmm.
of the questions I've already got to ask the broker. So
Because he's already incurred the cost of the RVs themselves,
yeah,
and now he's getting, yep, yep, that's, oh my gosh. I could
Yeah,
see that totally throwing a wrench in if he's going to end
absolutely.
up taking those with him and saying,
Hmm.
see you later. Yeah,
Well,
that
he
could
can't take
torpedo.
them with them. He can't take them with him because these people will own them. But does he get the money still from them?
Sorry.
Because he's
Yes.
already put in just over, like, I guess the broker was saying he'll have just over $3 million from those in the over the next 14 years, a total.
Wow.
And yeah. And so then I got thinking after I got off the phone, I'm like, okay, well, but now who gets the money for that? Like, that's what I'd like to know because now if he's getting the money, okay, then that changes all your numbers. Your numbers are a big fat lie because that money is not getting me, that's going to you. So
Yep.
you have to come way down, like way, way down.
Is that potentially, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but is that potentially covered in the purchase price?
That I don't know yet. I've got to ask him that.
That would be something to where if they've already worked those numbers into the purchase price, then that puts you in a more accurate position as to knowing where, where your fund, your finances will be.
Right.
But if they're not, then yeah, definitely that's a huge red flag, potentially.
Yes. Yeah.
Potentially.
And I'd like
Um,
to talk to you about it too at some point too. So I'll email you.
okay, please do.
Yeah.
Last
Okay.
thing I'll say, I want to respect everybody's time. I know some of you guys are. I'm on the West Coast, man. It's only 6 o'clock, but it's dinner time. Uh, that I offer underwriting as a service. So it's a business that I have where I will either do a quick kind of back of the napkin run for you just to know is it worth continuing to go down that road or not. And then I will also do Julie, to answer your question, I'm in Reno, Nevada. So not quite exactly the West Coast, but I'm from the Seattle area, so I consider myself a West Coast boy. Um, but I offer a service where I can do either a quick back of the napkin underwriting. I do charge for my time and services, and then if we want to go, yes, ma'am, Crystal, go Seahawks. I will also then charge there's a different structure for doing a full deep dive as far as looking over T12s and taxes and rent rolls and all of that. So please either email me, you can find me on Facebook, David Roberts. I know it's the most basic English name there is out there, but um, hopefully not too hard to find. And please do reach out, and hopefully, I can be of assistance further beyond tonight. But if you've learned anything that's of benefit, man, a shout out to Bill for putting this on. Um, let people know that you'll learn something from tonight, and give Bill some props for having this Zoom because I wouldn't be on here without him.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and sharing your expertise with us. I tried to put your Facebook link in there, but it looks like it put the dash Facebook
Oh,
instead.
let's see. I'll
Uh,
get to mine. I'll throw it in there.
I put a space in the middle of it so it doesn't read it as a link. Maybe it'll work better.
And boom. That's me. My profile's in the chat. I also put my email in there, forwillenterprises@gmail.com. FORWILL, all one word. Um, and then I'll put my number in here as well. You can feel free, shoot me a text. I'm available. I'm here to help, here to do business, and here to make sure that other people succeed in their stuff.
Do you guys
As
do you partner on mobile home parks as well, or just RV parks?
I can definitely look at mobile home parks as well. Yeah, yeah, we can definitely talk.
What about, yeah, joint venturing too?
I don't really, I'm not in the process right now of buying. I'm just in the process of doing some underwriting and all that. So if it's, and I will, uh, yeah, I've not really been doing it to where like if I'm doing the underwriting, I'll come in as a JV partner and get paid at the end. That's not really what I've been doing as my service so far. But, yeah, we can reach out and let's talk. We can have a conversation from there.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
He's underwritten. We did I think it's our second RV park. He did a mobile home park. He did some RV. Some single family home rentals in Reno. We did one day. So he did different things. but
Yep.
RV park seems to be the popular thing these days. So that's
Sure
what
does.
we put out there, and that's what we seem to do the most of. So
And if somebody wants to
do you have
bring
something
a
else?
park that they want to bring and they want to take a look at, we can blank out the address and all that stuff. But if somebody wants something they want just eyes on to take a look at, feel free and bring it in.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I maybe shoot David a text ahead of time so he can kind of have his get the things lined out maybe.
absolutely.
His number is 425-223-8410 in case you're watching the Zoom later. Watching the YouTube on this thing.
Oh, right.
And that's Forwill FORWILL Enterprises at Gmail.
Yes, sir.
He's our super duper underwriter dude. And I really appreciate you coming in and taking care of taking care of business for us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I might just throw that in my Facebook profile now that I'm the super duper underwriter dude. I like it. I like it. That's an LLC name right there. That's a business name. I love it.
Yeah.
I appreciate all you
Perfect.
people coming in
All right.
tonight too. So
Yes. God bless
come back
y'all.
next Tuesday. We'll have something else to underwrite. Hopefully, yeah, bring us something. Make him work at it. Put him to work.
Sounds
Yes,
good.
sir. All right, y'all. God bless you.
Thanks.
Have a great
Y'all have a
night.
good one.
You too.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great night. Thank you.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.